The former president of the United States and current Republican candidate, Donald Trump, has a troubled relationship with the law. Trump has been found guilty on all charges related to the so-called hush money trial, with other pending charges including those related to his efforts to retain power after the 2020 election and the January 2021 attack on the Capitol. As of the time of recording, he is also at the center of news due to an attack of his life in July 2024. Among this chaos of news and trials, we are losing track with one very important question, which is how did Trump make his money in the first place? This is a very important question because Trump ran his previous presidential campaign and is running his current presidential campaign, highlighting his success as a business person. In this video, I will talk about how allegedly he made part of his money through money laundering and by making deals with the organized crime and criminals. Hi, my name is Julia. I'm an anti-money laundering specialist. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you want more money laundering content. Let's start talking about Trump. Donald John Trump, born on June 14, 1946 in Queens, New York City, is an American businessman, media personality, and politician who served as the 45th President of the United States. Trump grew up in a wealthy family as the fourth of 5 children. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer, which influenced Donald Trump's early interest in business and real estate. After attending the New York Military Academy, Trump enrolled at Fordham University before transferring to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, where he graduated in 1968 with a degree in economics. Upon joining the Trump Organization, Donald Trump initially focused on residential housing but soon shifted his attention to large projects in Manhattan, New York. His bold and often risky investment in high-profile real estate ventures, such as the development of the Trump Tower, helped solidify his reputation as a prominent and controversial figure in the business world. Trump's name became synonymous with luxury and opulence. Trump's public persona was further amplified through his role as the host of the reality TV show The Apprentice, which aired from 2004 to 2015. The show portrayed Trump as a decisive and tough business leader, popularizing his catchphrase, "You're fired." Trump's successfully branding strategies extended to various products and services, ranging from clothing lines to educational institutions, although not all ventures were financially successful. Despite his portrayal of being a self-made man, much of Donald Trump's wealth came from helping his parents dodge taxes. He and his siblings set up a sham corporation to disguise millions of dollars in gifts from their parents. In the late 1980s, Fred Trump held share in Trump's palace condo, and in 1991, he sold them to Donald Trump at a price well below their market value, effectively making a hidden donation and giving Fred Trump a significant tax write-off. In 2018, the New York State Tax Department and the New York City official investigated these matters. The investigation revealed that Donald Trump had committed frauds against banks, insurers, and others by exaggerating his net worth and significantly overvaluating assets in documents used to secure deals and financing. Trump also assisted his father in taking improper tax deductions worth millions more and helped devise a strategy to overvaluate his parents' real estate holdings by hundreds of millions of dollars on tax return, reducing the tax bill when those properties were transferred to him and his siblings. In 2004, Trump's real estate empire had seemed close to collapse after 5 bankruptcies in the 1990s and early 2000s left his organization with an accumulated debt of almost $2 billion. This meant that Trump was shunned by most lenders. Trump relaunched his career by selling his name to luxury real estate projects, leveraging the Trump brand in lucrative deals that often involved minimal investment on his part. In 2005, Panamanian businessman Roger Cafif and his partners were about to develop a luxury condominium in Panama and wanted a name. Someone to draw in the big spenders to buy up the unbuilt units and provide the funds to start the project. Struggling financially at the time, Donald Trump seized the chance to beat that name and to embark on his first international licensing venture. He closed a deal with Cafif. There is little transparencies around Trump's financial agreement with Cafif. What we do know is that Trump was entitled to an upfront $1.2 million licensing fee, 1% of any financing he helped to secure, and a cut of every unit sold. Trump gained an estimated $75.4 million by the end of 2010 from this deal with Cafif. Trump Ocean Club in Panama was announced in New York City in April 2006, and the announcement was followed by a pre-construction sales period that ran for 1 year until mid-2007. This was a critical time for Cafif and Trump to attract capitals for the project. Trump's earnings were heavily predicated on the success of the pre-construction sale period. After the pre-construction sale period, 650 units, 2/3 of the total, were sold for a combined $279 million. The use of Trump's name enabled the real estate brokers to sell the units for 5 or 6 times the price of comparable units in Panama. Many investors in the Trump Ocean Club were law-abiding individuals that just got scammed into buying an overpriced apartment, but also many criminals saw an opportunity in the development of the condo. David Helmut Murcia Guzmán, a Colombian fraudster and money launderer with reported ties to armed groups, ran a profitable pyramid scheme in Colombia called the MG Group. According to the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Murcia Guzmán laundered narcotics proceeds through DMG and DMG affiliated companies, and he wove an intricate web of deception across continents to disguise his dirty drug money and support his lavish lifestyle. Murcia Guzmán invested in a number of units at the Trump Ocean Tower during the pre-construction sales period. According to his lawyer in Panama, Murcia Guzmán purchased Trump Ocean Tower units in cash brought into the country by mules from Colombia. An informant said that Murcia Guzmán brought sealed bags of cash from Colombia into Panama in customized vessels equipped with lead line holding tanks. These boats arrived in Panama once a week and sometimes went on to Miami for repairs with bags of money still stashed on board. In 2008, Colombian authorities raided DMG Group offices and ordered the company to be shut down on the basis that it was a pyramid scheme and a money laundering operation. Then Colombian President Álvaro Uribe gave a television interview in which he accused DMG of money laundering in relation to drug trafficking. By the end of November 2008, Murcia Guzmán had been arrested in Panama and subsequently extradited to the United States, where he pled guilty to conspiracy to launder the proceeds of narcotic trafficking, including through U.S. real estate. He served 9 years in prison in the US and now serving 10 years in Panama for money laundering. A global witness investigation concludes that Murcia Guzmán's investment in the Trump Ocean Tower laundered the proceeds of narcotics trafficking and that Donald Trump was one of the beneficiaries. If Trump, who as licensor was almost certainly entitled to call for sales information, did any checks into the buyer of the Trump's Ocean Towers units, he either failed to pick up the Murcia Guzmán's connection or declined to act on it. Part of the strategy from the Trump Ocean Club developer was to attract rich Russian and Eastern European buyers. Ventura Nogueira, a key real estate broker for the project and a self-admitted money launderer, stated that 50% of his customers for the Trump Ocean Club were Russian and that he had customers with questionable backgrounds, some of whom he later discovered were part of the Russian mafia. Another real estate broker who worked in Panama during the Trump Ocean Club pre-construction sale said that Eastern European and Russian investors were very secretive and set up shell companies to hide their names and the source of the funds. For example, Andrei Bogdanov and Ivan Kazanikov, two Russian men, bought at least 6 units in the Trump Ocean Club worth nearly $4.4 million. The two were business associates. Bogdanov spent the early 2000s moving from country to country, engaging in purchases of real estate before arriving in Panama. In 2009, he registered a Panamanian internet advertising agency called Ads and PR, a company that appeared to do virtually no business according to sources that worked in the same building in Panama. An informant told Global Witness that Ads and PR was a front, their business was moving money and only for Russia. The informant also claimed that he was asked to move money for them and that the two were talking about money laundering. Many aspects of the Trump Ocean Club raised red flags suggesting money laundering. These appear to have been ignored or at least overlooked. At the time of the facts, the mid-2000s, there was no requirements in Panamanian or US law for developers or licensors like Trump to conduct due diligence on the customer, i.e. the investors in the pre-construction sales and the buyers of the units. Since then, Panama has developed anti-money laundering requirements for the real estate sector, requiring real estate agents to perform customer due diligence on the customers. Customer due diligence means obtaining identification documents for the individual customer, identify the beneficial owners of their corporate customer, and verify the source of funds for the transactions. The US remains one of the few countries in the world that do not have such obligations for the real estate sector. Roger Kafif, the developer, indicated that he did not do any checks on the source of the funds coming into the project because he believed that others were responsible for that task. He also said that he had not previously heard of any allegation of organized crime laundering money through the Trump Ocean Club, that he did not profit from money laundering through the project, and that, to his knowledge, no money laundering occurred. Ventura Nogueira, one of the key real estate brokers, denied any knowledge of his clients laundering money through their Trump Ocean Club purchases. He expressed the view that carrying out customer due diligence was the project developer's responsibility, not his. Ventura Nogueira asserted that neither Trump nor any other parties involved in the Trump Ocean Club asked him questions about where the money was coming from. The extent to which Donald Trump had knowledge regarding the Trump's Ocean Club buyers is not clear, but the Global Witness states that the Trump organization likely had audit rights as well as the right to receive sales reports and to demand information on the Trump Ocean Club buyers. Many warning signs have been ignored. At least 139 Panamanian special purpose vehicles were created during the Trump Ocean Club pre-construction period to facilitate the sale of its units. These were all shell companies incorporated with the intention to buy the units. Each of these companies was anonymously owned, with nominee listed in the paperwork, making it nearly impossible to determine the company's ultimate owners and the source of funding. Many units were purchased in bulk. Some Trump Ocean Club buyers paid cash, and a lot of them flipped their properties, meaning that they bought the property and sold it back in a quick succession, a well-known money laundering typology. I don't think there is any doubt that many of the units of the Trump Ocean Club were used to launder money. The project was appealing for many reasons. The price of the apartment was outrageously high. Panama didn't have appropriate anti-money laundering legislation for real estate at the time, and Panama is a well-known secrecy haven where companies can be incorporated with none to very little information on beneficial owners. The study of the Trump Ocean Club perfectly exemplifies the importance of anti-money laundering legislation. Everybody in the study thought that it was someone else's responsibility to do customer due diligence on the client. Should have been better and more clear legislation and more clear obligation on the side of the developer, the real estate agent, and the licensor, it would have been much harder for criminals to launder money through the project. And as for Trump, even though there was no law at the time, we would expect from a savvy business person, and especially from a presidential candidate, not to mingle with criminals. If you made it till here, thank you so much. There was a lot of money laundering to go through. My name is Julia from Total AML. Comment, like, subscribe, you know the usual. Also, give me a follow on LinkedIn where I talk more about money laundering. I'll leave you all the links below. This is all from me now, and I'll see you on the next one.